Hola, hola, bienvenidos a un nuevo video para el canal de Paula SB502. Muy buenas tardes, muy buenas noches, muy buenos días. Sea usted bienvenido al canal de Paula SB502. Esperando que todos estén bien y darle las gracias a todos, a los que están suscribiendo a mi canal. Muchísimas gracias, mi gente. Se les agradece. Esperando que vean mis videos, que me regalen su like, que así es como ustedes me apoyan. Pues el día de hoy se reunió el presidente Donald Trump con el presidente Bukele. Eh, pues ustedes saben que este señor presidente de aquí de los Estados Unidos, él es bien difícil, sí, si no nos quiere a los latinos, ¿verdad? Pero bueno, parece que están en lo mismo con Nayib Bukele. Y no estoy diciendo que Nayib Bukele, el presidente Nayib Bukele sea malo. No, el presidente es el mejor presidente del Salvador. Porque bueno, gracias a Dios y a él ha podido sacar de la esclavitud a los salvadoreños. Porque recuerden que antes todos esos corruptos hicieron lo que quisieron con todos los, ay no, no sé cómo decirlo, los tenían presos en sus mismas casas, los miraban como cualquier cosa, entonces no les importaban y aún no les importa. Mi gente, por favor, no se dejen llevar de la mentira de Claudia, de Marcela, del chino, de todos esos, porque ellos lo que quieren es beneficio para ellos, no para usted. ¿Sabe por qué? Porque si ellos verdaderamente quisieran al pueblo, amaran al pueblo, como ellos dicen, ay, que la extrema pobreza, que no sé qué, ¿cuándo no ha habido pobreza, gente? Toda la vida ha habido pobreza y muchas veces estamos bien de nuestras manos, pero no queremos trabajar y queremos que el gobierno nos mantenga. No, señores. Eh, entonces, estas personas no tienen amor para el pueblo, porque en todas las leyes que han pasado, nunca han dicho un sí. Siempre no, siempre no. Entonces, no se dejen, no hay que dejarnos engañar de esa gente mentirosa, hipócrita, porque eso es lo que son unos hipócritas, que están viendo a ver cómo le dan con atol con el dedo, pero no, gente. No caigamos. Yo sé que hay gente que los están siguiendo, porque ¿sabe qué? No queremos volver al pasado. El Salvador está precioso, gracias a Dios. El Salvador está bello, mire, seguro. ¿Qué más queremos, gente? ¿Qué más queremos? Dígame usted. Entonces yo creo que eh, el régimen de excepción lo tiene que mantener el presidente porque hay mareros todavía, escondiditos, miren, y a veces andan a la luz pública, no cargan tatuajes, pero son mareros, como ese que deportaron, ¿verdad? Que ahora Donald Trump reconoce que no tenía errores, dice él, pero dice que en el 2019 él se vino huyendo, tuvo, sí, pero él tiene delitos allá, por eso Bukele dijo que él no lo iba a regresar, que él se iba a quedar allá, pero por algo es, no creo yo que por gusto, porque no creo yo que el presidente Nayib Bukele vaya a meter a un inocente, o sea, vaya a meter a alguien solo por quererlo meter. Si están ahí es porque hicieron algo. Entonces, como les digo, esta gente, estos que andan ahí, miren al chino, hasta buscar a Maduro, juega usted a Venezuela. ¿Qué amor, no? Ay, Dios mío, no, señores. No, 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 no. Cuidadito. Así que mi gente, les voy a dejar el video del presidente Nayib Bukele y el presidente Trump en su reunión. Bendiciones a todos.
Well, thank you very much. It's an honor to have a friend of mine because we went through this together and got along very well for my entire period of time. So I knew him as a very young man. Now he's just a young man, and he's done a fantastic job, Mr. President. It's an honor to have you.
Thank you.
You're doing incredibly for your country, and we appreciate working with you because you want to stop crime, and so do we. And it's very, very effective. And I want to just say hello to the people of El Salvador and say they have one hell of a president. Okay, and I mean that, and I know him well. I know him as a very young man, Marco, even younger than you. You know, he started pretty young.
You'll always be younger.
Young at heart. But I want to thank you for the great job you're doing. I appreciate it very much. Thank you.
Well, it's an honor to be here in the Oval Office with the president and leader of the free world. We're very happy and we're very eager to help. We know that you have a crime problem, a terrorism problem that you need help with. And we're a small country, but if we can help, we do it. And we actually turned the murder capital of the world. That was the journalist college, right? Murder capital of the world into the safest country in the Western Hemisphere. And you know, sometimes they say that we imprisoned thousands. I like to say that we actually liberated millions. So you know, like
It's
it's
very good. Who gave him that line? Do you think I can use that?
yes. And in fact, Mr. President, we have 350 million people to liberate. But to liberate 350 million people, you have to imprison some. You know, that's the way it works, right? You cannot just free the criminals and think crime's going to go down magically. You have to imprison them so you can liberate 350 million Americans that are asking for the end of crime and the end of terrorism. And it can be done. I mean, you're doing it already. And I'm sure that people have seen the change in the streets. A long way to go because you're just initiating your second term. But it's clear that with the numbers at the border, even in Democrat-run cities, they get a help from the work you're doing. So I'm really happy to be here, honored, and eager to help.
Well, we had a terrible thing happen. We had an administration that allowed people to come in freely into our country from not only South America, but from all over the world, many from the Congo in Africa, Asia, all over the world, Europe, rough parts of Europe. And they came from prisons, and they came from mental institutions, and they came from gangs, and the gangs of Venezuela and other places. And hundreds of thousands and even millions of them came. 21 million people altogether, but many of the people that came, just a tremendous percentage of them were criminals, in some cases violent criminals. We had 11,088 known murderers. Half of them murdered more than one person. This was allowed by a man who, what he did to our country is just unbelievable. So we're straightening it out. We're getting him out. But what they did and what that party did to our country, open borders, anybody could come in. As soon as I heard that, I said, every prison's going to be emptied out into our country. That's what happened. And we're straightening it out. And we just had numbers. We had the highest recruiting numbers in the history of our country going into police departments. And a year ago, we had the lowest numbers. You couldn't hire a
biggest change.
Nobody's
From
ever
the
seen
lowest
it.
to the highest.
And the military now, Marines, the Army, Air Force, Coast Guard, every slot is, I mean, we have the best numbers we've ever had. We call it recruitment numbers. And we've never had anything like it. We had records on at every single level. But very important, the policemen. The policemen are joining forces now that we're having a hard time with policemen because we weren't protecting our police. And we cherish our police. The police are great, and the firemen and everybody else. But we have the highest numbers that we've ever had, the most enthusiasm. Great enthusiasm and on trade and other things. We're doing great. We're taking in billions and billions of dollars. We made 2 weeks ago. I gave them a little bit of a pause because you have to show a little flexibility. We go back to what we have to do. The markets have been very strong once they got used to it, but we were losing $2 billion a day. There's no company big like this. This is the biggest deal ever made. Now we're making $3 billion a day. we're a great country, but we had stupid people running this country, and I can say it. What they've done to us at the border should never and can never be forgotten. It's a sin what they did, and you are helping us out, and we appreciate it.
Actually, what you're doing with the border is remarkable. It has dropped, what, 95%? It's incredible.
As of this morning, 99%, 99.1% to be exact.
Why are those numbers not in the media?
Well, they get out with the fake news, you know, like CNN over here doesn't want to put them out because they don't like putting out good numbers. They only like putting out, because I think they hate our country, actually. But it's a shame, you're right. Isn't that a great question? Why doesn't the media, why don't they put out numbers?
Yeah, 99%. I mean, it's crazy, right?
We're doing
It's a crazy turnaround.
Christy, could you maybe say a couple of words about the border, how we're doing?
You know, it's just been absolutely phenomenal what a great leader can do. Clear direction, our laws matter. We should only have people in our country that love us, and the Border Patrol and our ICE officers and law enforcement officers have done fantastic work. So we're proud of them. Now we just need to get the criminals and murderers and rapists and dangerous gang members and terrorist organizations out of our country. So, Mr. President Bukele, we thank you very much for your partnership. It has been wonderful for us to be able to have somewhere to send the worst of the worst and someone to partner with. And we'd like to continue that partnership because it's been a powerful message of consequences. Mr. President, you wanted people to know that there was consequences if you break our laws and harm our people and endanger families. And this is a clear consequence for the worst of the worst, that we have somewhere to put them.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, we even had this gang member from Venezuela, from one of the ones you sent, and we interviewed him just to get some information, etc., from them. And he said, "Oh, I got arrested 6 times, but they released me the 6th time, so I should be released again." And then we said, "Well, what's the last thing you do?" And he said, "Well, I shot a cop in the leg, but I didn't kill him. I just shot him in the leg." And we're like, this guy was arrested 6 times here in the United States, 6 times. He was released 6 times, and in the he was released 5 times, and the last time he was sent to El Salvador, right? So he's not getting released. But the last time he shot a cop, actually, and he shot him in the leg. So these are, like you said, there's something broken.
The liberal establishment, but they're not running things anymore in this country, and we're run by, and I don't say conservative, I don't say anything, we're run by people with great common sense. Because it's all common sense, it's not liberal conservative, it's common sense. And, like, do you allow men to play in women's sports? Do you allow men to box your women in box? Because I know you have a lot of boxers.
That's violence.
That's abusive. It's abusive. But we have people that fight to the death because they think men should be able to play in women's sports. And some of those sports, it wouldn't matter much, but it still matters. But some of them are very dangerous.
Some years ago, like you said, a decade ago or so, women's rights movements were pressuring so that we enacted specific laws to avoid men abusing women. And I think those laws were great because there were a lot of men abusing women. But now